Wow, hello my people. Thanks for subscribing to my channel. Your wish has always been my command. Thanks always. Well, meanwhile, this is another one.
Welcome back. And on the news, it says Igbo group petitions UN, AU and Ecowas over gruesome killings of Ipob members. A Southeast group under the aegis of Igbo Development Foundation (ADF) on Wednesday petitioned international communities to wade into the gruesome murder of over 21 members of the indigenous people of Biafra Ipob. The leadership of the group, in a statement signed by its president Mr. Abia Onyike and forwarded to Daily Post in Abakaliki, however tasked President Buhari to immediately remove the ban on Ipob activities. It reads in part, ADF unequivocally condemns the brutal massacre of over 21 Igbo youths in this latest phase of the Igbo genocide, the longest, most continuous and unresolved genocide in the political history of the African continent. The phase of the Igbo genocide was from 1966 and was used to inaugurate Africa's age of pestilence as the first post-colonial genocide in the continent. ADF believes that this brutal massacre of unarmed and defenseless citizens who were meeting in an open space to discuss their affairs is the height of political impunity and arbitrariness on the part of the security agencies. We totally agree with the Assistant Inspector General of Police (AIG) Zone 13, Dan Mala Mohammed, who described the assault on Ipob members by the security agents as unbecoming and unfortunate. ADF notes the ominous dimensions whereby the only two Igbo personnel on the DSS were the only casualties of the shooting on the side of the security agents. The security personnel were mainly Hausa Fulani and the only victims were the Igbo elements in the security contingent. The emerging theory that they were gunned down by their colleagues for purposes of covering up the cold-blooded atrocity which they may have vehemently opposed should not be discountenanced. Mr. Onyike, who is the former National Vice President Nigeria Union Journalist (NUJ), noted further that the time has come to compel the perpetrators of such prejudicial killings to pay for their crimes against humanity. There is no law in Nigeria that authorized law enforcement agents to open fire and murder unarmed citizens under whatever guise without recourse to investigation and judicial prosecution. Nigeria is not a banana republic where trigger-happy warlords are let loose to unleash mayhem on peaceful citizens without recourse to due process. The so-called proscription of Ipob, which was hastily undertaken by the federal government, ought to have been lifted by now. After all, other more deadly and armed terrorist organizations such as the Fulani headsmen are yet to be proscribed by the Nigerian government. Moreover, the set of Igbo leaders who allowed themselves to be used for illegitimate exercise have seen regretted their actions. The Nigerian government should learn to negotiate with the Ipob and other separatist groups fighting for self-determination and discontinue its present brazen policy of brutal massacre of peaceful agitators such as Ipob. ADF calls on the UN, AU, Ecowas, EU, USA, Britain and the international human rights organizations to immediately institute an investigation into the unprovoked genocide for the purposes of bringing the state-sponsored murderers to justice. The time has come for the international community to demonstrate to us that they regard us as part of humanity and as Igbo lives also matter, he stressed. Well, the first comment says Igbo lives matter, and somebody says, Britain and America, I want you to tell the whole world whether or not Igbos are part of humanity or they are laboratory animals used for experiments. If so, the result of this unprovoked attack on MNA in Enugu State should be made public. Thank you very much. Well, I genuinely think that this is a problem that Nigeria as a whole has to solve. Of course, if you're not competent enough, it is wise to call on international help or whatever, but we can't really trust the help that we're getting because in some sort of way, the world leaders, which you might call world leaders, might also want the continuance of this sort of genocide to keep happening because in some way or the other, it will benefit them. So I feel like the best way for us to solve this problem has to be from within and actually set boundaries. If something's going to come out of it. We can't really trust international powers because, again, if you're going to go back to the Biafran war in the first place, these powers were behind the scenes and also using us as puppets just for their own proposed agenda. Well, put what you think about this in the comment section below. Do you believe that calling on these international bodies will make the situation better? Put what you think, and do not forget to like and subscribe.